Hey folks, Lemonade here, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I've been a big fan of Lethal Gaming Gears for quite some time. I love what they do for the aim enthusiast and gaming industry, and they just launched their Venus and Saturn Pro series mouse pads, kind of an update to their original Venus and Saturn. We got the Venus Pro in stock. I'm going to stop rambling. We'll get into the details. Okay, folks, so we're going to get some details out of the way here, but let's start with the box design real quick. So as you saw there at the beginning, I mean, this is the packaging it comes in. Really nice flat pack packaging. The color option comes out through here, comes in red and black. Kind of getting into that in a little bit. You can get a little bit more detail about the mouse pad on the back side here. And this is where the box I just showed you was in when it came to my house. So it's kind of double flat packed in this kind of hard cardboard. So really nice touch from Lethal Gaming Gear. Love to see that. And as you can see here, it is made in Taiwan. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into some of the specs here. So sizing, you got two options. The one I have here is 490 by 410 by 3.5 millimeters in thickness. Then you have the square size, which is the larger 500 by 500, also 3.5 millimeters thick. Price range is $49.99 for this one and $54.99 for the larger one. So only $5 more for the larger one. I just got this because the smaller sizing fits my desk more. The 500 by 500 with my monitor here and this monitor arm here, it just gets in the way, it doesn't fit right. So now design. Like I said, it comes in two colors, black and red, but hallelujah, thank you, Lethal Gaming Gear, that we see color options here with the red. It's very bright, vibrant. This has been an issue for me with Lethal Gaming Gear in general for some time, so it's great to see that they have color options. They even did a Nacho Customs collab recently, so hopefully we'll see more designs and colors coming for their other mouse pads. Now, the surface itself here, a no coating, it's got a uniform X and Y, great humidity resistance, no real concern for me. I mean, I live in a very humid state in the US, so that would be the worst case scenario, so nothing to note there. And finally, a Poron base. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's great to see some competition in this space, and it's great to see companies kind of jumping on the Poron train. This is a great material. Kind of get into that with some comparisons here shortly. So like I was saying, I wanted to compare things, and it really, you might as well compare it to the big dog out there, Artisan. I have the Hayate Coup here. We're going to touch on a couple different things. Obviously, surface is completely different, so it's not an apples to apples, but I do want to kind of talk about the quality here. So let's get this out of the way right away. The stitching on Artisan, it is better. It is better. It is thinner. Now, when I say better, look, I'm comparing these two. So the stitching is thinner, it's tighter, it's lower than the surface on the Artisan X Soft Coup here. On the Venus Pro, it is flat. It is a little bit thicker in terms of overall width compared to Artisan, and I do feel it, I guess, a tad bit more. I mean, I guess it kind of angles slightly more upward, like it's a little bit more to the surface than the Artisan. That being said, again, it's not a huge deal. I am not one that's crazy about stitching. If you are, yes, Artisan still has them beat if you really care. Do you notice it day to day? No. And this is a step up from their previous stitching. We'll get into that when I pull out the old Venus. But yeah, they still got to beat on stitching, folks. Now, Poron is also softer on the Artisan. Though this is a true X Soft. I ordered this in X Soft. It feels super spongy and plushy. Venus claims this is an X Soft, or their description of an X Soft. Honestly, if I had to put it on an Artisan scale, this is more of a soft. So just note that it's still plushier than the standard Venus, but it's not truly an X Soft like you would expect from Artisan. And then one last note, this happened on the original Venus, and it's still happening here. I'm not sure why. Artisan, I mean, it's hard to see on camera here, but it just lays perfectly flat, no issues right when I got out of the box. Also flat pack. The Venus here, you can actually tell even I've tried curling the edges here. It's my issue is in this area down here and in this area down here. Down the middle in my entire play area is perfectly fine, but you can see here, see how the logos kind of bubble up a little bit, and it's really just because it got a slight curve that goes all the way up and all the way over here as well. You can feel it, and I've tried curling it, laying it flat in use. It just doesn't wanna kind of just lay completely flat, and it's weird because it came flat packed. I'm not sure why. It doesn't affect me in game, honestly, but again, when we're comparing quality to quality, I think just in all areas when it comes to the base, stitching, and just overall, you know, flatness out of the box, I still give it Artisan for that. This is a step up from the previous pads. Let's get into those right now. Okay, so we have the original Venus here. So the surface is exactly the same as it should be. After going back and forth between these, I'd even say the softness difference is pretty minimal. Yeah, you may feel a little bit more stopping power with the Pro, more so if you're like really heavy-handed, but in most situations they felt nearly the same in game. Like I said, when comparing it to the Coup, do not expect X softness, but that may be to your liking, and I think that's kind of what they were going with when it came to this. If they made this too soft, it would really just take away from the original feel of the Venus. So I think they struck a good middle ground by choosing this level of softness. But again, compared to the Venus, it's essentially the same exact performance. I didn't really feel a huge difference. I'm not overly heavy-handed, so again, mileage may vary there. Now, a big plus over the Venus though was quality. Fit and finish is just much better than on the regular Venus. My original Venus here, it had stitching inconsistencies, kind of waviness, unevenness. It had that kind of curling on the sides. There was some frayed areas with the stitching when I got this. So while, yeah, I still have the curling issue on this, everything else is virtually non-existent. So it's a huge step up in terms of QC and fit, finish, quality, and does definitely deserve that Pro name. Now, just like I had said in my previous Venus video, by the way, you can watch that up here, the fastest glide in terms of characteristics on mouse feet, I still find hybrid design mouse feet, kind of like the two small ones and the larger one on the bottom, to be the fastest, followed closely by the four-corner designed feet like on your Glorious or finalmouse mice. But overall, I would again rate something like the hybrid the fastest, four-corner, and then your two larger PTFE feet to be slower, and then the slowest of the bunch are still glass feet. They just feel a bit muddy on these type of surfaces. I'm not sure why. These are well broken in. It's just kind of par for the course with the super glides every time I pull them out. So overall, if you want Artisan similar quality, nice color choices, fair prices per sizing, and something that is generally easier to obtain, this nails it. I mean, great job, Lethal Gaming Gear. This is a huge step up and some serious competition in this space. I will say, when I ordered my Hayate Coup, it took a good 2 weeks to get in. I also ordered a mid version of that a couple days after, and I still have not received that. So again, that's a huge plus, especially in the States or in Europe. You can get these pretty regularly. That being said, small heads up, Lethal Gaming Gear is selling out of these quickly because they are good and such a good price. They have some in stock right now as of this video, and the next batch after they sell out of these, I think, is near November or December timeframe. So if you want to hop on one of these pads, either the Venus or the Saturn Pro, I would jump on it super soon if you're interested. On that note, all my socials are down below, folks, with any affiliate links and discount codes. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts were. But until the next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.